as well.
Sometimes I like Alistar in drafts where you can really force fights around your ultimate and just kind of be this big front line that's so difficult to deal with that everyone else is set up in the skirmish. Fisher go for a back. We'll see what he is able to pick up off of this. Just an extra longsword. This goes for a cheeky reset there. KT do grab the dragon. This is going to be trade of objectives. And neither team is an incredible side laning comp, as Lahen's is a bit cut off.
Yeah. He's going to get out, but kind of annoying. He's got 2 biscuits.
Into this Jinx, who's going to explode in the late game and is accelerated by dive composition.
Uh-oh. They have no idea. It's just a face check. Duck Dom. Eventually, he's just going to get knocked up. They just have no idea. Nobody checks the brush. And they're just going to die.
That's what he said, right? He seemed it
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a pretty cracked play.
Yep.
Lahen's is dead now. Gideon is going to miss his ult. It was beyond the max range. He tried his best. It was on target, but now maybe a dive. This is a Poppy and an MF to try to clear the way if the cleanse comes through, but it is MF, so she just dies. And Gideon, ooh, very close. A bunch of flashes have to be used by KT just to get out. Fisher gonna show himself first and then look to enter. BDD trying to set something up, but he might just bait his team in as Fisher gets the kill. BDD in a rough spot. Gideon getting knocked into the wall, and Fisher still here. The Q3 gonna hit again, and Duck Dom, he doesn't have any sums. Nice charm here from BDD. Very close to getting the kill onto Duck Dom.
Man, scout anything. This is pretty tricky. But I don't know what it necessarily means.
Somebody would have to be here for it to be much. And speaking of which, here is that somebody. Yeah, you just press your R button, in goes BDD, gonna land the charm. Kingen running real fast to his doom, and he's trying to actually get the kill on him. BDD flashes away! He turns it around! Kingen! Are you kidding me? And now he's gonna get a double kill! What? How did he manage that?
We're trying to deny this. Like, maybe even stop some backs, as they are just going to force this turret, and if anyone stays, they're dead.
Yeah.
Really good play here from Nongshim. So oppressive. Man, he did not have...
Conqueror, right?
Yeah,
so
he did not have Merc Treads, to be clear as well, you know?
Yeah.
Just wasn't enough damage.
They couldn't quite burst him 100-0, and then he flashes away from some of the damage. Trying to dive into Cassante. That's an interesting one, as Lahen's tanking it up with his ult, and that will be enough to tank all of that turret damage. In goes Cuz, and he has to flash away.
And Gio's on his way, and they can just stall this out. As Duck Dom is not really where he wants to be. They're going to drop the Herald in the top lane instead. But they're not losing control of the Dragon, so they're winning on both fronts.
Yeah. I mean, they control everything. Like, I thought game 1 was pretty oppressive and one-sided, but this game 2 has reached a new level. Gideon, rather, is going to flash just to avoid Cuz having a chance to, flash ultim or anything. Doesn't actually have flash. Fisher, wow. Going to avoid that. He's still dead. But nice mechanics in his death. Buying time for the Nongshim push into mid, I guess, and bot.
Yeah, and they don't get Dragon yet, but they should be able to gather for it here because Fisher will have TP in 25 seconds and can head over there if it... And KT's comp is a dive comp that sets up Jinx, so when you're behind and you can't go in on anyone because you can't see anyone and you're not sure who else with a target you might encounter, you can't make that commitment. And if you do and you lose, like, you fall further into the hole. It's just a zero-sum game. Now trying to catch Fisher because they're like, all right, we have enough vision on top side and no one is here to save him. Let's see if we can get that Yone. Meanwhile, Otacon.
I mean, yeah, they see Cuz and Otacon's gone.
And like, Fisher can just let this turret go and TP bottom, just get out of here if he wanted to. Like,
or he could die. That's okay too. Yeah, he's very dead. I just don't think it really matters, but it's pretty funny that he does good.
My point here, though, is that, like, yeah, he shouldn't have died there, and he could have just given it up. But if they don't try to dive him, and they go bottom and contest Otacon, he's there. Like, it's
Perfect already was having a rough time. Tried to set something up there, and Kingen immediately knew because it was very obvious. Like, why would a level 13 Cassante be running at me, right? Now trying to run at the Leona as Wei tries to flash away. A lot of damage coming up from both the MF and the Rumble, but not quite enough as Wei will survive. Lahen's as well getting pretty low. He's going to survive. Gideon might have to pay for that, but the withdrawal does come through. And even Solar Flare going wide for good measure as Fisher is going to TP in the mid. Not able to do too much, but just more pressure from Nongshim, I guess.
I mean, Nongshim have just basically put everyone around Kingen. So, like you mentioned, Ari can't beat him in the side. I love that teleport, but the fact that he could have come down and helped out just shows that Nongshim has so many options. Lehens.
Yeah, KT trying to go for a play on the top side, and Nongshim were just one step ahead of this one. Jonah Strong was hiding the vision for a reason, and that's going to be it.
As control ward will be repositioned by this dragon that Fisher is soloing, and they have so little vision that this paltry Jinx ultimate will, you know, who's like, maybe, like, you know, let's see what's going on over there. We just have no idea. We can't see anything on the map. And once again, can you catch this Rumble by Ari? No, because the whole team is there, and this allows Fisher to just be on the other side of the map. Barrel as well, as Nongshim are hit by a rocket, but I don't think they care.
I mean, they should be able to get this Baron. What happens after is really the question. Not even going to smite that one. Charm goes down on a Kingen, but he's still alive. There's no follow-up. The rest of KT not even there. Duck Dump's not even here yet. As finally he is going to show up. Lehen's got his ult rolling, but it's 5v4. And you just lost the Baron. So Nongshim, they say, okay, we'll take our win and we'll learn how to like control vision from ahead. Just take a look at Nongshim's game 1 and game 2 because it's just been lights out. We've said it so many times for a reason, but like every single time KT try to get vision, there's a control ward in their face. They just have, it's so suffocating. They do have a lot of flank wards actually, but they just don't really have a lot of vision in their own jungle. It has been that way for quite a while. And I don't feel like from this far behind you can really like get a flank onto Kingen, who's 3 levels up on Perfect.
The best way,
do something.
The best way to play into this dive comp too is not to 1-3-1, it's just a 4-1. So you can't really flank the 4, and the 1 is so far away and so well set up. I mean, there's just no angle here for KT. Like, is BDD gonna flank this 4-man with that ward in the mid lane? It's just too risky. There's collapse on him. And where there isn't deep vision is behind King, and they're gonna finally maybe find this guy. Maybe.
Nice dodge on the harpoon, but that does mean that you're not in range. Meanwhile, the inhibitor is going down.
They let Kingen do the pushing, and then they let the 4-man do the hitting. And then when they try to get the Rumble, he's just so far away, he's so safe they can't catch him, and then turrets go down, inhibs go down. This is beautiful macro from Nongshim on display.
Yeah. It really is. It's crazy to see the development of this team. And unfortunately for KT, we haven't really we haven't seen much from them. You know, they are our 3rd seed, but they're kind of getting bodied right now. There's not too much to talk about in this game anymore, which is why we're talking about all the stakes and the narrative. Is now looking for the dive here. Lehens goes in. He can easily tank this turret because it's just dead meat. And they don't have a wave, but Fisher doesn't seem to care as he will be pulled many different ways and taken down. That's going to stop the push for now from Nongshim, as maybe they'll just go for the Drake instead.
Gonna back away. It's not Ocean Soul, it's just Soul Point. But frankly, Valdez, we already talked about how the Ocean Dragons don't really matter that much in this game, but it's really just the gold lead that is going to be tough to crack here. And the map control, the oppressive vision, gets even tougher to deal with when super minions are coming down 2 of your lanes. And the next objective, you know, is like where you have bottom side. This
but he's just over aggressive.
He's been the like weak side Yone in this game, sides this whole game. To be fair, though, like he
also
really
dying.
Yeah.
Well, Gideon's just gonna step on some chompers, and well, he stepped on something, got stunned up, and either way, we're diving still as we're killing the inhibitor. Maybe a chance here for KT. Gideon is gonna go down, but Jiwoo able to peel up against Cousin Kingen. He is the raid boss. He is the guy you gotta kill. You can kill Jiwoo. They don't really care about that. You gotta take down Kingen, and then we're talking as BDD just gonna get gunned down here by Jiwoo. And that should be finally the end of the game here for Nongshim, taking game 2.
Clean 2-0 start, and for KT, unfortunately, there's a lot to see here. Nongshim, very dominant start to this series. Lehens puffs up his collar. He's ready.